Morning everyone, it's Karen and I've got another single product review for you and another self-tanner. So I hope that my lovely viewers enjoy self-tanner reviews because I'm doing quite a lot, but I guess it is that kind of time of year and these are all things that I have either seen that are new or I haven't tried. And most of them are new actually, but today I'm reviewing the He-Shi Express Liquid Tan. It says on it for him and for her. And I wasn't going to buy this. I had seen this in Superdrug and I bought the Gradual Tan, which you guys know that I enjoyed. I've just done a review of that. But one of my viewers said that this was lovely and that it was very moisturising and etc, etc, and I thought, well, let me give this a go as well, why not, you know. And I did try this many years ago. I mean, I'm talking 10 years ago, so this is not new whatsoever. It's in new packaging because at the time it was in a kind of more square bottle and it was see-through and it was a very odd thing. Then it said to put it on with cotton wool. It was a really bizarre thing, and I remember I ordered it from, I think it was eBay, something online anyway. But I can't remember what I thought of it at the time, and I wasn't very good at applying self-tanner then either, so I thought I would review it. With these reviews, I'm doing mostly first impression reviews, but still giving you as much information as I can. The only reason I do that is because I'm impatient, firstly, and I want to get a review done and get it out to you guys, but also because, for example, if I waited to see how long this lasted on my face, I'd probably end up using another product on top of it because I really don't like it when I get pale, so I'd end up using another product and I wouldn't remember to check. I'm very kind of, you know, things that are happening now, and I'd forget to have a look in a couple of days or see how it was fading. So it's called He-Shi Express Liquid Tan, and I bought this one from Superdrug and it is 150ml and this was $19.99, and I can't tell you how much that title makes sense. Liquid tan. This is so liquidy. This is the most liquidy tan I've ever used. It's like water. And so I wanted you guys to be aware of that because you need to be careful when you're using it because it would be easy to like splash it on yourself. Can you hear it? It is just like a bottle of water. So I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting more of a lotion. Yeah, I suppose it just does say liquid tan, but there's been others I've had that have said liquid and they are more of a thick water, you know, but this one is just like water. So there is a colour guide on this and it's quite a caramel coloured guide. In fact, I'm not sure yet if this tan is perhaps a little bit orangey. I need to watch this video back and see what I think because I only put this on last night. So I put this on last night for the first time, woke up this morning, used a face cloth to take off most of the colour guide and then just did my normal cleansing routine and makeup, etc. But when you put it on, it's not one that looks like the Saint-Tropez one does. When I put the Saint-Tropez one on, it kind of attaches to my little mole there, and any kind of dry skin I've got, any kind of blemishes, it attaches to them, and I wouldn't feel comfortable going out after putting on the Saint-Tropez or what's the other one, Fake Bake, or any of those that have got that really kind of browny greeny guide colour. This one, however, has got a kind of caramel colour. And it looked absolutely fine, so I put it on. I mean, you could tell that I had colour on, but I would have been okay going out in it. So I applied this last night, like I said, and I used this brush. I kept it out to show you before I go and wash it. This is a brush that I got from eBay, and you just put buffing brush in. It was one of my viewers that told me about it, and I ordered 2 of them, and it's what I've used for my tan ever since. I always did use a brush, but what did I use? I think I used the Eco Tools. I don't have it here, but it's a kabuki type brush or a bronzing brush. It's in a container, you know, it's a travel type one. But this one is much better. The only thing with this is I've now only got one left and I can see the hairs are coming out. But it's lasted a long time, but eventually all the hairs come out. But any kind of brush like this I think is great for applying self-tanner. So I just put a few drops on and put it over my face. And what I was really surprised at is I just put a couple of drops on and that did like 1/2 of my face. I probably could have done the whole of my face with that, in fact. So this bottle, and I do actually remember that from the last time I bought it, this bottle will last forever. I mean, it will last over a year, I would think, because you literally use a couple of drops and that's your face done. I used a couple more drops and that's my neck done. It really, you know, spreads evenly and is easy to get a nice smooth finish. There was no scent from this at all. I was trying to see if I could smell anything from the bottle because I was thinking I couldn't remember any scent putting it on yesterday, but I didn't remember to think, is there any scent at all? There's a very light scent from the bottle, but there's no scent going on. There was no scent this morning. I woke up and you'll have heard me say, because I've done 3 self-tanner videos recently, that I like the smell of self-tanner. And I woke up this morning and I remember thinking, you know, I'm lying in bed before I get up thinking, right, what makeup will I put on today? What eyeshadow will I put on today? And I went, oh, I've got a tan. And it wasn't the way that it usually is for me, that I can smell my tan. Oh, I've I've got a tan today. I know that sounds really sad, but I really like it on the first day of tan when I've got a bit of colour. So it definitely doesn't have a scent after it's developed. It didn't have a scent going on. It talks about the guide colour being, in fact, I'll read you these and see. I'll read you the claims on the back of it and see if what I think about them all so far. But it talks about the fact that it is very easy to not get a patchy finish because you can use the guide colour to see where everything's going. And that's kind of opposite to Saint-Tropez, because with Saint-Tropez you put it on and it doesn't matter if it's patchy when it goes on, it kind of evens itself out. So I was a bit concerned about that because I thought it sometimes can be hard to get something with a colour guide on very smooth, especially on your face and neck. But it was actually very, very easy, and you could, because the colour guide is very strong, you could clearly see where you'd put it. So it was easy to see on my neck, etc. And I haven't got what sometimes happens with tans, too much of a telltale line in, you know, see how I've got these deep lines in my neck? It doesn't look patchy there at all. So I'm really pleased with the finish. I think it's a really nice smooth finish. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's too orangey. You guys, I'm sure, will let me know if it is. This is day one. I wasn't sure if it was too dark. I don't think it's too dark. And actually looking in the viewfinder there, I think it looks okay. So hopefully I don't look like I've been tango. So my viewer had told me that this was really moisturising, which I thought was interesting because with a liquid tan, that's kind of difficult to achieve, and so I was interested to see if that was the case, and it was fairly moisturising for me. I didn't think it would be. I put it on and I thought my face felt a little bit dry, but that kind of happened with the Saint-Tropez. Was it the Saint-Tropez oil? No, there was something else I put on that felt like it was dry, and then a little while later it felt absolutely fine. Maybe it was the James Reed BB. I'm completely confused now. I'd have to watch my own reviews to know which one. Anyway, at first I thought, well, my face is going to feel a bit tight and not moisturised, but it didn't. It did feel moisturised. I didn't need to put a moisturiser on top. I think you could put a moisturiser on if you wanted a lighter colour, but I think this would be okay for any skin type, to be honest. Unless you're extremely dry, I don't know if it'd be moisturising enough. For me, I've got combination skin, so it can feel tight and dehydrated, but at the moment I'm in a very oily skin stage, but I still need that hydration. I can still feel like my skin is tight. I've looked at the ingredients, and the ingredients are okay. I don't believe there's any alcohol in it. Let me get the ingredients. I've just remembered I don't have the ingredients on the packet because, again, it had one of those security tags on, and when I took it off, it ripped the ingredients with it. So I looked it up online. It doesn't have any alcohol in it, so that's really, really good. It means that it won't be drying. So that's part of the reason it's able to be moisturising. But also it does have fragrance in it, but the fragrance is quite low on the list, so I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it's a massive problem. I would still probably choose something that didn't have fragrance over this, especially at the moment, because I seem to be, sorry, I've got hair in my eye. I seem to be, I've broken out in lumps all over my body, so I seem to be quite hypersensitive to things at the moment. Anyway, something to be aware of if you have sensitive skin, that it does have fragrance in it, however it's low on the list. For skin tone and kind of colour, I would say this would be good for anybody except for fair people like myself that don't want a deep tan. I'm okay with that. You know, I'm always looking for quite a dark tan, and I can look quite odd because sometimes my face is dark and I forget to do my arms. I actually haven't today, and I can look quite different. In fact, somebody pointed out to me in a shop, we were having a laugh and a joke about it, you know, she was looking at my face, and then I said to her, yes, but look at my arms, because she said, oh, have you got self-tanner on? And I showed her my arms, and she said, oh, it's quite different, you know, because I forgot to put any on my arms. But they seem to go, like the gradual tanner that I reviewed was light, and this one is medium. So it seems to be the whole light, medium, dark is in the range, as opposed to, you know, you don't get light, medium and dark in the Express Liquid Tan. The Express Liquid Tan is a medium colour, and I would agree with that. I would say that this is medium, and I think if you've got, like I said, medium skin tone, I think this would be pretty good, or if you want a really dark tan. So let's see if I can read this to tell you what the claims are. It says, it's a self-tanning bronzer which tans on contact, giving an instant golden colour which will last up to 7 to 10 days. Obviously I don't know about the 7 to 10 days. And a quick drying due to its incredibly light, smooth and moisturising texture. Yeah, it's very, very quick drying, very smooth texture. I agree with that totally. With its see where it goes formula, you can be confident of not developing streaks or patches. Yeah, I'd read that and thought, I'm not sure, because that, for me, if I put Saint-Tropez on, sometimes it's not that simple. I still find it hard to get it smooth. And then I worry that there is going to be a patch, you know. If desired, the liquid can be reapplied for a deeper instant colour, suitable for use all over the body, including the facial area. So yeah, I can see how you could apply more on top of it and get a deeper colour. Suitable for use all over the body. paraben and alcohol-free formulation, so it actually says that it's alcohol-free. He-Shi Youth Revive Opti-Tan formula includes moisture lock technology for long-lasting results whilst rejuvenating your skin's appearance to help fight the signs of aging. So that's just because it's moisturising. So yeah, I would pretty much agree with all of that. Directions: do not moisturise before use. Again, you could moisturise if you wanted to. If you've got extremely dry skin, you could moisturise, but I would moisturise and then perhaps wait half an hour, at least an hour if you can, because it will dilute the colour of this. And you could moisturise if you didn't mind the fact that you were going to get a lighter colour as well. But I think if you are going to moisturise before, really wait until it sinks in, because using a liquid such as this, if you've got something slippy on your face already, that could make it go patchy because it might not adhere to your skin as well. So definitely, if you're going to use moisturiser, wait a period of time before using this. It says to use a tanning mitt, but personally I wouldn't use a tanning mitt just because a lot of this would absorb into the mitt. I don't know, perhaps that would work, but you know what I mean, a lot of it would go into the mitt, and I don't know whether you'd waste a lot, but perhaps worth a try. Smooth evenly onto face and body in sweeping movements, dressing after 2 minutes when the liquid is fully absorbed, which that's the great thing about this. I can imagine if you did put it on your body. I haven't put it on my body. I didn't put it on my arms. I used another product that I'm going to talk about in a moment in another video. Yes, that's everything. The only thing I'm not telling you is, you know, how it compares to the other ones and if it's a favourite, etc. But I only used it last night. I like it today. I'm not sure how it's going to fade. I will try and remember and put annotations if I note how it fades on this video. My only concern was, like I said, I looked in the mirror and instantly thought, I'm not sure if it's a little bit orangey, a little bit too caramel, but I'll see what I think watching this back. I have had a lot of questions every time I've put a video up saying, on a tanner, well, which one's your favourite? Like when I put up Saint-Tropez and then the James Reed BB, and somebody said, what's your favourite out of those two? Then I put up the He-Shi and somebody said, what's your favourite? But they're all different and I love them all for different reasons. And if I can find self-tanners that I love that don't have alcohol and fragrance in or are very low on the list, then I'm just over the moon because I've been looking for that for so long. But I like the James Reed one for the fact that it's got a brush and it really distributes evenly on the face, but it's very expensive. I like the Saint-Tropez oil because it doesn't have a colour guide, which I like. I prefer there to not be a colour guide, but it's not very moisturising, and again, it's very expensive, but I think it's going to last quite a while. The He-Shi Gradual Tan, I really like that one, but I think that colour is slightly maybe too light for me, and I'd have to use it twice to get the kind of colour that I want. So there's different things for, you know, there's different reasons I like each one. And this one, what do I like about this one? I like that this is quick. I mean, it's called an Express Liquid Tan, and if I was in a rush, this is probably the one I would choose because it is literally takes a minute. There's not as much buffing in with every other tan I use, and I'll have to do a demonstration for you. I am going to do that. I put my tan on in the evening, so I'll do a kind of get unready with me self-tan application. But with every other, especially with a tan with no guide colour, I really buff it into my skin to make sure that I have got everything covered, you know. And I always think buffing it in is kind of the key to getting a good tan. So this one, yeah, I would use because it's quick and you don't need as much buffing. So that's everything. What I may do is, when I've tried, there's a couple of other tans that I might try. When I've tried them and done a review or not, because there are tans that I've tried, like there's a powder one from Vita Liberata that just didn't work for me, and I'm not doing a full review on that. I've told you guys in sort of snippets in videos that it was no good. I might do a video where I compare all of them, because I've done a review and compare series before, but the trouble with that is I need to remember on each one, you know. By the time you get to sort of 4 or 5 tans, it's very hard to remember, well, what was the smell like, how did it develop, you know, that kind of thing. I need to have quite a good say I need to use them for a week, and then if you just take 5 products, that's 5 weeks, so it would be quite a while before I did that. But maybe in the summer, if I use these all, you know, I can give more of a kind of review and comparison. And in my review and compare videos, I do a bit at the end where I say, if you've got dry skin, this is the one for you, if you've got pale skin, this is the one for you, that kind of thing. So I'll maybe keep a note of all of these and do that video for you. So I'll let you know what I've got on my face today. I have used the Bare Minerals Duo, and I'm now struggling to know what it's called, but I have done a tutorial on this some time ago, so I will try and remember and link it below. It's just a little duo with this kind of mint green colour, and then this is like Mac's Blue Brown, and you could use MAC Blue Brown instead. Then on my face I have used the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation, and I think it looks a little bit cakey today, I have to say. I don't love the way my foundation's turned out, and I did use the Beauty Blender with it, which normally kind of shears it out, but it's maybe just me put too much on. On my cheeks I used I used MAC's Well Dressed, because I wanted to see, I know that it's hard to get any colour from Well Dressed, and I wanted to see if I had the patience for it, but I do really love Well Dressed, I have to say, and I do feel like, I know a lot of people say you don't get enough colour from it, I do feel like it's worth the work putting in to get the colour. On my lips I used Gran Canaria lip liner from Cargo, and then this lipstick here, which is Viva Glam 2 from MAC on top, and that's everything. So thank you very much for watching. Oh no, one more thing, let me just tell you about this necklace, because I know that a lot of you will ask, as you have done in other videos where I've worn it. Unfortunately I can't tell you where I got it from. Well, I can tell you, but it doesn't help you. I got it from a beauty show, and it was just, you know, a stall, a craft stall, and I unfortunately didn't take their note of their name or take a card or anything, so I can't tell you where I got it from that point of view. If I see them at any other beauty shows that I go to, they were all in Scotland, I can't even remember where this one was, then I will let you guys know. So that's everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.